Guys, what is up? It is Captain C. Welcome back. It is great to be back. And alright, let's actually yeah, wait, hold on. Okay, so wait. Alright, so I really felt like doing a live stream, and I felt like this was the best way to do it. I wish I could do a YouTube live stream, but I think I need like a at least 100 subscribers or something, and I don't have that much. But I really felt like making this video, and it's about money. Um, and it's like how to be successful in the way of money. And I feel like a lot of people, um, maybe when they're about my age, they're thinking about how they want to go about life and things like that. And man, this TV is almost a little too bright. Like it's almost a little too bright. I need a little bit of light, but I don't want this lighting in here. Wait, what is this light? So are they? I keep on getting shocked by this light right here. This light switch. I'm not touching it again. Dude, this light switch, like at my new house, like that's the second time I got shocked by that light. And this time I learned my lesson and I put my shirt above my finger. So I don't know. Actually, I'm using a lightsaber right here in. Alright. I'm trying to think of what to use to like. Whatever, fuck it. Ooh, I think it would have shocked me again if I don't know. I'm trying. I don't know this new house that we got. We just got a new house, and man, that TV is too bright. I need like light behind me, but not in front of me because I don't know because this TV is almost too bright for my eyes. I wonder if there's light over here that I can turn on. I want to consider every light to be. Yeah, that does. I don't know. This house is definitely bigger than my old house, than my older house. But the older house, like it was small, but this house is definitely bigger, better. Um. Oh, I wonder if this. Oh shit. The other house was smaller, but it wasn't like half like there's definitely this house needs to be fixed up a little bit, but um I guess I'm just gonna do this. But anyways, I wanted to man, I can't stand it when something is like this. It's too bright. I almost want to turn on the light. Oh my gosh. It's hurting my eyes how bright it is because I'm in a pitch black room and then with a bright ass screen in front of me. It's just not gonna work. I need to turn on the light. I have no choice. Oh wait, what does this light turn on then? Ooh, okay. Okay, so that turns on that side. That works, I think. There's a big ass light in front of me now. Can't have your cake and eat it too, which I never really understood that because it's like can't have your cake and eat it too. Like I mean, it's like if you have your cake, you're gonna eat it. I mean, I don't know. Anyways, it'll work. But so what I really wanted to talk about was basically you being financial, and I think right now where I'm at, I have a decent job, about to get laid off because it's a seasonal position. I'm gonna be finding out that about it, but it's $15 an hour plus a $2 COVID pay, so $17 an hour, not too bad, right? But I'm at the point where I'm really big into saving. I've been putting a good chunk of my paycheck into savings, not savings, into stocks and things like that. I every paycheck I did put money into my savings account, but I stopped doing that because of Christmas, and I spent a lot of money on Christmas this year. Um, but anyways, what I want to talk about is basically how to get that um get a step above everybody else in regarding um different ways of doing it. First off, I just want to say, if you have a dream, if you have a passion, um, it's something that you, like I say, for instance, writing for me, I feel like I do have a gift of writing, but not really writing. I feel like it's storytelling in general, and I should try to, take steps to figure something out regarding that. But anyways, and I think anything because storytelling is the entertainment industry. Um, First off, anything in the entertainment industry, I think everybody needs like entertainment in their life. So whether it's sports or movies or anything like that. Um, well, before work, before after work, the middle class likes their entertainment, and I think almost anybody well, I think almost everybody needs entertainment in some sort of way. Even the Romans back in the day, they had entertainment. They had that sport gymnasium thing, and um, we're not going to get into that because that was not a good form of entertainment. um, but um, but but let's just say, for instance, you don't have a passion or anything. All right, you're working retail. That's what I'm working right now. I'm 20 years old. Going to be 21 in 2021. And I think another way of quote unquote making it is taking risks. So, and I think it is one thing that can never go wrong is investing and making money into more money. All right. So step one, take a look at the stock market. Um, so I feel like what I've learned is that mostly 9 times out of 10, I'm pretty successful in the stock market. Um, and one nice thing about it is that it's almost on your own terms. So you get to buy whatever you want on the stock market. Of course, pending the type of money that you have. And I just want to tell you, if you choose the right stock at the right time, whatever. I mean, when all the stocks took a huge dunk in March, I mean, if you had like just say for instance, um, yeah, you had a good amount of money saved up, whether it was your savings or whatever, and you're like, you know what, I'm taking a gamble on this puppy. When the stock market crashed in March, and 3 months later you sold it, Like, I mean, you could have bought yourself a car. You could have paid off your car, paid off your house. I mean, it's like, things like that. And I think that if you take risks in life, and if you cash in on those risks, I mean, you can be that one step ahead. Like, can you imagine? Like, you take that risk. You put in $5,000 and you come out and triple that, and so you have 15,000 or whatever. I mean, let's take a look here. Because me, unfortunately, I didn't get into stocks until June, and then I was doing really well. And actually, I wasn't playing with a lot of money either, but it is what it is. And I was learning, and I made a good portion of money. For being a newbie. Wait, hold on. Sorry, hold on. I don't know. Hold on. All right. Anyways, um, for being a newbie, um, I think I made like a total of like $30, which for being a new guy, that was pretty cool. But then I think I lost like $30, and with I thought I was made I saw the stocks were dropping, and I thought before the stock market opened up, you could sell your stock for the old price. Rookie move, you know. And then I ended up losing like all the money I made. I was very fortunate that I didn't lose out on any like, you know. Um, and I was pretty smart because it was a tough loss. I was like, no, what did I do? And then and then a few months later, I hopped back on. Um, but let's actually take a look. I'm gonna go on Robinhood app. Um, let's take a look at. I'm trying to see which stock I wanna use for example. Sure, let's use Energizer. So we're just gonna use Energizer for example. So in March it dropped to like 27.24 all the way down. And the lowest point was April 3rd. If you bought Energizer at April 3rd for 28.61, then at the high point, if you're like, you know what, I'm gonna sell it on August 5th. Crazy, right? Like, and I'm just saying. So, um, the second point that I want to make is uh, now the second point is gambling. All right, take for instance DraftKings. Now, one thing about the stock market is that if you buy at a pretty low point, if because the game is buying low, selling high. So so right now, one mistake that I made was that stock was dropping, dropping, and I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna buy in, and I went all out. I put a lot of money into this. All right, this was my go big, go home moment, and I'm like, all right, let's do it. And then turned out it wasn't done dropping. All right, it was almost done dropping, but it dropped for another like 2 days. And then it started going back up. And I'm like, ugh, So um, now if I waited and I'm like, you know what? Let's let it go for another day. I think it's gonna drop a little bit more. I didn't think it was. I thought it was gonna start going up, but it didn't. So, but and I did think of a. So so now there's another so now gambling DraftKings. Now and I'm just saying if you're like if you have $500 and you want to go on DraftKings, and now this isn't how I would do it. All right, how I would probably do it was I was thinking I would put 5% of my paycheck every week, put it away, and be like, hey, this is for gambling, not a lot, just 5%, and be like, hey, you know what, and now one thing is that I don't know much about DraftKings, but I know that there is odds, and there are some situations where if you're like, that um that there is a 1 in like 25 chance that this one thing is going to happen. And I think now you guys know your team's the best, but if you're like, if there's a underdog situation and you're like, I think this team is gonna win, I really do, and then you're like, you know what, I'm gonna put $50 into it because that's 5% of your check, and you end up winning, and you're like, hey, so I think a lot of times it's like, just and just picture if you are, say you're super confident and you're like, you know what, because sometimes I think it's all about the go big go home moment, and you're like, you know what, now also make sure that you're like, my grandpa did say once, and he's like, never bet what you're willing to lose. All right, so picture, you're like the all right, you know what, I'm gonna do $2 here. Here, if I win, cool. If I don't, I'm not getting Dunkin' Donuts today. All right, that's my punishment. When you put $2 and you win, but what are you gonna do with $2? So, but I've thought of this sometimes too. And say for instance that you really want this new car, and you're like, say for instance, just say for example, it's $1,000 and $500. Now, of course, no car. Let's picture something else. So say for instance Hawaii. You wanted to go to Hawaii, all right? And you have $500, but it costs $1,500. And to get that other $1,000, it's gonna take you um I feel like I should do a different situation, but let's say for instance, it will take you, it will take you 2 months or something to to afford that vacation, and you're like, well, I should use a different thing. Um, um, I'm trying to think. I would say for instance, yeah, say for instance, you want this. Yeah, let's go back to the car. Say you want this car, and it is it's this classic car, and say it costs $6,000. You only have $2,000, but it costs $6,000, and and you're like, dude, and you're like, dude, this car is, I really want it, but it's gonna take me 3 months to afford this car, and this classic car might be gone by the point, and say it is May, so by the time I would get this car, it would be June, July, August. Oh, let's say it's June, and be like, dude, the summer is the time to ride classic cars. By the time I can afford it, it's gonna be August, September, and it's already gonna be fall. And then you look, and you're like on DraftKings, and say you're a Bears fan, and they're versing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and and everybody is thinking Tom Brady is gonna beat the Bears. It's blah blah, and they have the odds, and whoops, and they have the odds, and the payout would be what would be $6,000. Well, actually not. Say it's times two, because you already have the $2,000. So the payout is double or something. it would probably be more than that, but let's just say. So if you put down $2,000 and if they win to 4,000, they'll give you 4,000. So you're like, dude, enough. I would have enough for my car. And I think there's taxes and fees or whatever. But the car costs $5,000, so say $1,000 for fees. I don't know. And you're like, all right, you know what? Now or never. I'm gonna put my $2,000, and if the Bears win this game my car, I will be able to get my car. And then you're like, all right, let's go. And they win, and you're like, dude, sweet. And all your family members are gonna be like, yo, so how did you afford this car? And it's like, you know what, I had some faith and I had some risk, but there is those people who have a gambling problem, But it's like can you imagine, can you imagine though if they lost? You lost $2,000 also. But that's why I will say, I'm ready to get some game in, man. Yeah, but also the feeling of, can you imagine, if you lost and you would be like, dude, $2,000, that's like 2 weeks, so that's like 2 weeks worth of work that just went down the drain too. So it's easier, betting something like $5, and you're like, you know what, that $5, that's a lunch, not too bad. So, but that's just the name of the game, so. That's why that's why I used to do the buy and sell video games and things like that. And at least if you would buy the product from somebody for like $5 and then you sell it for say $10, but even if you couldn't sell it, you still had that product in front of you. Yeah, I'm just live streaming. But if you say you bet with that $2,000 and you lost, that's $2,000 gone. At least in the stock market, if you bought, yet again you're buying. If you bought that, if you bought say $2,000 worth of stock, and they dropped to 1,500, you still have that stock. That stock can go back up again and to 2,000 or 2,100 or even 1,800. But with the betting, I'm not like in my situation right now. I was just kind of letting it go. Somebody's in this house. Right. Oh! Whoa ho ho! I got lucky. He barely got anything on me too. So, and I can tell you, I've faced this. I remember Bears-Packers game last year. I did a even bet with a neighbor. And that was my go big go home moment, and it was a little over $100 that I bet with, and the Bears lost, and I remember, man, guys, so when I'm talking, I just lose like focus of the game because I'm focused on talking. Oh, somebody's here. above. Easy. Yeah, but guys, believe me that like I was saying, well, when I lost that bet, that was my go big, go home bet, and I mean, if you win a bet, everybody is your best friend, and they're like, oh my gosh, dude, $100, you just won that? Oh man, that's so cool. But if you lose, they're like, dude, you're so stupid. Why did you even, like, why would you do that type of bet? And it's just like, and the bottom line is, yeah, it sucks, but and what, Brody?
Up the stairs and through the wall.
Why?
The chest.
There's a chest.
Yeah, behind you.
Right here.
Behind you. Go up the stairs.
Oh yeah. I know. Wait. I don't know what the gold is for now.
The gold is just...
Oh, there's this guy there. Easy. Common tack, boys. Dude, I just want to leave retail so bad. 4 kills? Can everybody just leave this building alone? Bot. Five kills. How did that happen, bro? I'm a freaking rookie. Well, I'm not, but it's like I haven't played this game in forever, and I was just trying to talk about some money and investments and doing a random live stream, and oh shit. Okay, this is too easy. These gotta be bots, bro. Nobody was building on me or anything. I think that oh shit. He knows I'm there. It doesn't. This guy ain't a bot. I see him. We can't let him, where is he? He's gonna try to get on this side. You never lose. Oh, I see. Man, I don't like this. You can start doing this. This gun is terrible. I'm blaming it on the gun. There's some building going on over there. This is a little spot right here. Dude, like all my kills has been with this gun. I don't usually get this many kills. Final 10. But yeah, going back to the money thing, the riskiest is flat out gambling. I think there is, like, first off, the whole winning the Super Bowl bet. I feel like, first off, saying the New England Patriots is gonna win it back in the day, that was probably a decent ass. I mean, I'd be like, I think they're gonna win it again. It's like that was probably a decent one to do. Of course, the odds for that would have been a little bit lower because they probably always had a decent shot of making it. But one to do is saying that your team is gonna make it. I mean, you do know your team best, but also you're gonna be, you know what? Yeah, I think we have a shot, and then turns out you don't even make it to the playoffs. So, but a lot of times it's that you know your team best. So when it comes to a upset, so it is what it is on that. But it is, I think one of them is say, how many wins that your team is going to have that season is a really decent one. Not exactly, but is your team going to win this many games or more? So. And I think the Bears was 9, we're at 8. So if we win this next game, it would have been 9. So, and actually, I was talking to a neighbor, and I almost had a bet set up where it was going to be 8 because I don't feel comfortable with 9, but what about 8? So that would have been a decent one to do. Ooh, yo, easy. Oh, I almost hit him on that. There he is there. I don't know what that is. Yeah, I saw that right away and I'm like, ooh, I can get that guy. Now he knows I'm over here. Shit. Fuck it. Is there a guy there? Oh. Fuck, man. I don't like this. I should get into push. Fuck, I don't like this. Fuck, I don't like this. I don't like it. I'm gonna hug this cliff right here. Where is it happening? I just want to make sure there's something in here. You can climb trees now? Oh shit. Got him. Ah! That guy got so lucky. Not bad though. How many kills did I have? Like 8? Sheesh. Not a bad game at all. But yeah, definitely a good way to go. I'm now getting into the first off first off, you know, buying and reselling, which I don't know if I'm too big on that, but the buying and collecting and then reselling at a future date, such as Supreme. I'm getting really into Supreme right now, and just if you can buy like a Supreme product, then hold on to it for let's say 2 years. You're like, you know, I'm gonna hold on to this for 2 years, and you have a whole collection by this point, and if you had the money, and it's like, or check out drops. Like, I mean, think of those Gatorade shoes, Jordan 1 Gatorade shoes, and it's brand new. You hold on to it for a year, never opened, and then you buy it, and then turns out, you know, you bought it for say 120, and now it's worth like $300, and you bought, let's just say you bought one of them, and then and now it's like, you know, you really can't go wrong. But gambling on, such as on DraftKings or things like that, I feel like it's the one that can give you the most, but it's the most risky, because if you lose that bet, you're getting nothing. So it's a really, you know, I'm not even old enough to gamble on that, but it's a way to make money, but it's a good way to lose money too. But yeah, the stock market, I have a love-hate relationship with Robinhood, but it's definitely a good way to, it's definite. I feel like anybody should, not anybody, everybody could at least give it a shot. I mean, it's definitely if you know what you're doing, the key thing is that you have to know what you're doing, or at least have a basic knowledge of it. And basically, what I would tell them the most is, like, if somebody was getting into it, I would just tell them this: buy low, sell high. Buy low, sell high. You know, that's the biggest thing. But sometimes I don't even look at. I say that I don't even really look at the company. I don't. I guess you should know a little bit about the industry, but I don't even look at the company. I look at the graph, because the graph will tell you the most. If it shows, you know, that the company is, you know, up and down, up and down, up and down a lot, that's perfect, because because that shows that it goes up and it goes down. So if you buy it at that down point, chances are, if it has went up like 10 times the past year, or say 10 times the past 3 months, and you bought at that low point, chances are that it's going to go back up to that high point again. So it's like, and I can tell you, I bought into companies that I know nothing about, but what I did know was their history, and I'm betting on the chance that that recent history is going to repeat itself, and a lot of times it does, and sometimes it doesn't. So, but I really feel like getting into this. I want to check out the PlayStation store. I keep on like, but another thing too is um so take a look at say you have a job, all right, and let's just say for instance you work, let's say you work 8 to 4, all right, and or say you work 7 to 3, yeah, and using that money or whatever, and I would be like, you know what, get a job, all right, easy job. It's a car like outside or whatever in Orange, must be. I wonder if it's snowing and it's plowing or something. I don't know, but I will say, hey, get a job, something easy, and something that you might enjoy, and take that money, all right, and with that money, 100% invest it. I say split it up. I would say 50% into the stock market, 40% into um, 40% into a savings or something, or whatever you want. Maybe put some money into PayPal for a Supreme job or a Nike job or something, because those jobs are know what you're doing. If it's a collaboration, especially if it's a collaboration, and buy it, never open it, never use it, and then hold on to it. Chances are a year later, something good will happen with that. Maybe if you really want, if you're old enough, put like 5 to 10% into DraftKings. And I say you can build up that DraftKings, and say you're building up, and then you take 5% and put it into a fund, and then say you do that for like 2 months or something like that, and then say just picture, if you're a football fan and no other fan, chances are you might be other fans, but say you're a football fan and football season just ended, and you put 5% of your check all year round into this, say 5% into a fund, and then DraftKings comes around, and you see this game, and say, and guys, whatever team Tom Brady is on, a lot of times for some odd reason they're gonna be like, you know what, Tom Brady is probably gonna clutch this one, and you're like, nah, I think my team got him, and dude, and you're like, you know what, the odds are there, or I'm gonna put all the money that I put 5% year round, and I'm gonna put it on this game. Now, some people might be like, what the hell are you thinking? Now, chances are I probably wouldn't do that. I would probably do something more like a safer bet, such as, maybe a year-long thing, such as a season, like how many wins your team is going to make or something like that. But I can tell you, like, picture your team, like the Chicago Bears, and saying 9 games, they're gonna win 9 games, and then suddenly, they're 5-1, and you're like, oh, it's cool. Looks like I'm getting it. Then they lose 6 straight, and you're like, no, we're not gonna make it. And then we win 2 straight, and it's like, oh, we might actually win it. And it's like, See, I think we won three straight, but anyways, but say for instance you put it all down and you're like, then you win it. But I think the biggest thing for me, like at my point, I'm living with my parents, but I think I told somebody, and I'm like, I want to have my own house, um, within like 3 to 5 years. And that's just being realistic, all right? Somebody could say oh, wait, why not next year? And it's like, because I don't think I'm gonna be financially stable. I mean, because owning your own house. Because first of all, I don't think I want it. I don't want an apartment. Like I'm fine with leasing a car, but I don't think I'm okay with um, because a leasing car, you get you don't get an old car, you get a new car. Chances are, you won't have issues with your car because I'm not a fixer upper guy. I'm just not. I never have, and maybe I will know the basics, but I mean, it's just not gonna happen. Um, so but with a apartment, you're paying a landlord or whatever, but you're putting that money into it, but you're never gonna own it, So when you sell it, well, that's the thing. You're never gonna sell it because it's never yours. So I would rather, have enough to have a nice down payment on a house. Um, so that's why I think, and I think a great quote from, man, what's his name? He was on Shark Tank. Mark Cuban. Um, and I think some people think he's a jerk or whatever, but I think he's a very smart guy, and he said that um you work 80 hours a week now, so you don't have to work 40 hours a week later, and that's just the type of person that it, and I think it is very smart for you to work hard now so you can rest later. And I think that cannot be more true because just picture when you're 20, your 20s and 30s and 40s. It's just like when you're younger, you can work harder, and that's just facts. So when you can do more on less sleep, and that's just true. Um, and and you have a little bit more freedom. You're living at your parents' house. Right now, I'm living rent free and very privileged on that. The no, now I do help out the family here and there. I might get them a dinner once or twice a week, and my dad a vacation. I got a vacation for the family, so I'm showing some love over there. Um, but I mean, it is very important to save and save for the future and things like that. So, but it is also, bottom line is that um, a one way to get up, take a step above others is taking risks. So. Fortnite. Yeah, it's free, but I don't care. I would like to get into a good video game. I have not gotten into, like, at least that Star Wars video game with Cal Kestis. Like, I mean, like, it was nice to actually be, like, into a game. It's like, I have not. Yeah, sure, let's go back to the deals. Yeah, let's see all. I want to see games. I want to see games. I don't want to see movies. I would like something with a storyline. It's something that doesn't hurt the wallet too bad. Oh, that's a add-on. I was about to say, I was like, bro, I mean, I should probably get that Squadrons. Look, it's on save 40%. It's crazy how much like that game has like fallen in price. It was cheaper than a game. It must only have like one like mode or something. Red Dead Redemption. I had that game too. Hmm. And I really like that. See, there's the Mafia. Creed. Man, I was really close to getting the PlayStation VR. I should really get into that Assassin's Creed. Chances are is that I'm not gonna find anything that I'm really looking. G.I. Joe, what? Sniper Elite was a pretty good game. Yeah, they're gonna have Cal Kestis lightsaber at Disney. This is supposed to be a pretty good game. Pinball. One thing that I think I wouldn't mind like really learning is gambling with cards. My dad he gets together with a lot of buddies and it's just I don't know all of the games. I barely I think I only know one. Um but he doesn't really think of it like he thinks of it as gambling, but I mean he really enjoys it like it's his he really looks forward to it and he's like um he really looks forward to it like he gets together with his buddies. I mean he any well, whenever he hosts like he's like he gets all the food on and it's like he really enjoys it, so but I feel like the thing is with that would be you can win one hand and then one thing is that I would want to be like okay you know what all right I won I'm out and that's a big no on the table. You have to stay for like the whole time. So um see a lot of it would be like with the stock market you decide when you want to buy, you decide when you want to sell. So it is kind of like a long term like so. What was the game up here that Sniper Elite? Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna find anything. What the heck is this? The complex. Of course, that face. That's the reason then. It was about to show me a. Oh, is this a? I thought this was a video game. And it is a game, huh? Hmm. One thing is, um, that putting money into not a penny stock, but putting money into like what I did. I saw like, I did put money into the stock. Um, if I put money into it earlier, would have been a better time. But there was this penny stock, a buck 80. Oh no, not a buck 80. I think it was like a buck 20 or whatever. And usually it's like dollar 20, dollar 21, dollar 19, dollar 22, things like that. But suddenly it went from a dollar 20, and I thought about putting money into it. I really thought about it that day, and I'm like, nah, I'm not going to. And then suddenly it went from a dollar 20 to a dollar 60. If you realize, if I put a few $100s into that, oh, would have been a beauty. And actually, I'm very interested on how my stocks are gonna look tomorrow because I don't know what my stocks are gonna look like. Because what? It's been like a holiday for like I think Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so I don't for like 3 days I don't know what's going on. I think Christmas Eve the stock market was open, but alright guys, well that's a wrap. I'm just about done. But until next time guys, catch you later. Bye.